Listen to me. Stop waiting for people to clap for you before you chase your dreams. Stop waiting for your family, your friends, your coworkers to say, you got what it takes. No, you already got what it takes. The problem is, you don't believe it yet. You're out here waiting for permission, waiting for validation, waiting for some green light to chase what's already yours. Let me tell you something. Your belief is the only permission you'll ever need. See, the moment you start believing in yourself, truly believing in your vision, your gift, your grind, you unlock a version of you that's dangerous, a version of you that doesn't fold under pressure, doesn't back down when it gets hard. But as long as you doubt yourself, as long as you keep looking for someone else to give you the go-ahead, you'll always move slow, you'll always hesitate, and hesitation is how you lose opportunities. You want to know what separates the people at the top from everybody else. It ain't just talent, it ain't just connections, it's the belief that they belong there. They walk into the room like they own it, not because they're arrogant, but because they know they put in the work. They know what they bring to the table. They didn't ask for a seat. They brought their own chair. So the question is, when are you gonna stop waiting? When are you gonna stop asking for permission to be great? When are you gonna stop hiding behind fear and finally say, I got this? You were built for this. But until you believe that, you're gonna keep living beneath your potential. Look, life is hard. I get it. You've been through stuff. People have let you down. You've failed before. But let me ask you this. Was that the end of you? No. You're still here. You're still breathing. And that means you still have a shot to make something incredible out of your life. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're not too far behind. You're just one decision away from everything changing. And it starts with belief. Start believing that your vision matters, that your voice matters, that your story, your talent, your grind, it matters. Don't let insecurity keep you quiet. Don't let the opinions of small-minded people shrink your vision. They don't have your dreams. They don't see your future. So why would you hand them the pen to write your story? You were born with purpose. You were born with power. You don't need a title, a degree, a spotlight to be great. You need courage. You need that internal fire that says, I don't care who believes in me, I believe in me. Because when you believe in yourself, you walk different. You talk different. You move different. You stop second guessing and you start executing. And let me say this to you, every time you act like you're not enough, every time you doubt your gift, you rob the world of something only you can give. There's somebody out there who needs what you've got. But if you stay quiet, if you stay stuck, if you stay scared, you both lose. So today, make a decision. No more begging for validation. No more playing small. You are the permission. You are the key. You're not waiting anymore. You're walking in your calling. You're showing up bold. You're showing up ready. And you're not letting anyone, including your past, talk you out of your future. You hear me? Your belief is the only permission you need. Listen to me. The storm was never sent to break you. It was sent to build you. But the problem is, most people run when the storm hits. Most people fold, panic, quit when life gets rough. But I'm telling you right now, that storm isn't the end of you. It's the beginning of the real you. See, when everything is calm, it's easy to fake strength. It's easy to smile when you got money in your pocket, food in the fridge, people clapping for you. But what happens when the money runs out? What happens when the lights go off, the people leave, and the plans fall apart? That's when your true character shows up. That's when the real you steps forward, or disappears. The storm isn't your enemy. It's your mirror. It shows you what's inside. You don't know how strong you are until life gives you a reason to be strong. You don't know how bad you want it until everything around you says, give up. You don't find faith on the mountain. You find it in the valley when you can't see the way, but you keep walking anyway. Don't tell me you want greatness and then run from struggle. Don't tell me you want to be successful and then fold when things don't go your way. You say you want to win, right? Well, let me be real with you. Winners are made in storms, not in comfort. You want to be great, but you don't want to go through nothing. That's not how it works. Every champion you admire, every success story you repost, every person you look up to. They all went through some storms, but they didn't let the storm define them. They let it refine them. That's the difference. They got knocked down, but they got back up stronger. They didn't complain. They adapted. They didn't cry forever. They used their tears to water their purpose. Let me ask you a question. What did your last storm teach you? Did it break you, or did it build you? Because every setback comes with a lesson. Every hard season comes with a chance to grow if you're paying attention. But if you're too busy blaming, too busy doubting, too busy feeling sorry for yourself, you'll miss the wisdom. You'll miss the growth. And you'll keep going through the same storm over and over again because you didn't learn what it came to teach you. The storm doesn't define your value. You're not weak because you're struggling. You're not broken because it's hard. You're not failing because you're facing resistance. You're in the process. The problem is, most people want the prize but not the process. They want the crown but not the cross. But hear me, you don't get to skip the storm and still get the strength. Let the storm work for you. Let it humble you. Let it teach you how to fight, how to focus, how to appreciate peace when it finally comes. Let it show you who's real around you, who's fake, and most importantly, who you are. Because when it's all said and done, you'll either come out bitter or better. And that decision is on you. You've come through too much to let this moment stop you. You didn't survive all that pain, all that heartbreak, all that rejection just to quit now. The storm is tough, yes, but so are you. The winds may blow, the waves may crash, but you ain't going under. You're not built to break. You were made to endure. And the same storm that tried to drown you is about to be the thing that develops you. So stand tall in it. Keep your head up in it. Keep showing up. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts, because the version of you on the other side of this storm, that version is unshakable. That version is unstoppable. That version is unbreakable. And the only way to get there is to go through it. So stop crying about the storm and start conquering it. Because remember, storms don't define you. They reveal you. Let me tell you something real, straight up. You weren't designed for easy. You weren't put on this earth to float through life, to avoid struggle, to tiptoe around pain. Nah, you were built for the battle, not the breeze. You were forged in the fire, not on vacation. You were crafted for pressure, for challenge, for adversity. And that's why the wind didn't break you. That's why the storm didn't kill you. Because deep down inside of you, there's a warrior. See, the problem with most people is they think life's supposed to be smooth. They think success is supposed to feel good every day. They want motivation without discipline. They want elevation without struggle. They want power without pain, but it don't work like that. Growth doesn't come from comfort. Growth comes from going to war with yourself every single day. When life gets hard, most people check out, they tap out, they fold, but that ain't you. You're not average. You weren't born to be soft. You were born to push. You were born to endure. You were born to overcome. That's why you've been through what you've been through. That pain wasn't punishment. It was preparation. That hardship wasn't hell. It was training. So when life hits you, don't ask why me. Ask try me. When it gets hard, don't cry about it. Get harder. Level up, adjust your crown, pull your shoulders back. Say to yourself, I was made for this. I can handle this. I was built for this fight. Because the moment you start seeing struggle as an assignment instead of a punishment, that's when you start walking in your power. Listen, you're not soft. You've survived too much to be soft. You've been lied to, rejected, counted out. And you're still standing. You've had doors slammed in your face. You've had days where you didn't even want to wake up, and you're still here. Don't you ever forget that. You didn't survive the fire to play small in the light. You came through that for a reason, and that reason is to rise up and fight. The reason you feel tension right now, the reason life feels heavy, that's not because you're weak. That's because you're in the middle of transformation. You're in the gym of life, building muscle. And just like in the gym, the weight don't feel good, but it makes you stronger. It tears you down so it can build you up. You were never meant to hide from the fight. You were never meant to live a life of safety. You were born to be bold. You were born to step into the ring with life and throw punches back. Yeah, life might hit you, but you hit harder. Yeah, the enemy might come after you, but you don't run, you rise. So hear me. Stop looking for the breeze. Stop praying for easy. Start preparing for war. Because when you win battles that were meant to destroy you, you start inspiring people you didn't even know were watching. Somebody out there is watching you, watching how you respond to the fight. And when they see you stand tall, when they see you refuse to quit, you give them permission to believe again. You're not ordinary. You don't need everything to be perfect. You just need that fire inside, that drive, that hunger, that mindset that says, I'll go through hell if it brings me closer to my purpose. That kind of grit, that kind of courage, that's what separates the great from the good. You want to leave a legacy? Then stop hiding from the fight. Start embracing it. Start getting excited when things get tough, because that's your opportunity to grow. That's your moment to show the world exactly what you're made of. Don't shy away, lean in. You ain't built for ease. You're built for endurance. You ain't built for comfort. You're built for combat. So the next time life hits you, smile, get up, square your shoulders, and say it out loud. I wasn't built for the breeze. I was built for the battle. Let's get something straight right now. Failure is not final. I don't care how bad it looks. I don't care how far you've fallen. I don't care how embarrassed, ashamed, or defeated you feel. Failure is not the end of your story. It's just a chapter. You gotta stop treating failure like a coffin when it's really just a classroom. See, most people think failure means they're done. They think a no means never. They think one setback means they're not good enough. And because of that, they quit. They lay down. They tap out. But you're different. You gotta be different, because real champions, they don't run from failure. They learn from it. They grow from it. They rise because of it. Failure is a part of the process. Ain't nobody out here doing big things without failing first. You think success is a straight line. You think people just wake up one day and it's perfect. No, you see the glory, but you don't see the grind. You see the highlight reel, but you don't see the nights they cried, the days they almost gave up, the times they fell flat on their face and had to get back up one more time than they got knocked down. Let me tell you something. The LS you take today are shaping the leader you'll be tomorrow. You're not weak because you failed. You're not broken because you lost. You're human. But if you let that failure teach you, if you let it stretch you, refine you, humble you, then it becomes a setup. A setup for your growth, a setup for your comeback. You want to grow, then stop avoiding failure. Stop trying to be perfect. Perfect people don't grow. They stay stuck. They're so afraid of looking bad, they never take a risk. So afraid of falling short, they never shoot their shot. But the ones who grow, the ones who elevate, they're the ones who say, yeah, I failed, but I'm still in the game. They say, yeah, I lost, but I learned something. See, the mindset has to shift. Failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be studied. You gotta treat failure like a coach. Sit down with it. Ask it questions. What did I miss? What did I ignore? Where did I quit early? Then go back to work. Apply the lesson, because growth don't happen by accident. It happens by adjustment. Failure gives you the chance to adjust. But here's the key. You gotta stop letting failure label you. Stop saying, I'm a failure, and start saying, I failed. This time, there's a big difference. Failing doesn't mean you're finished. It means you're in the arena. It means you're fighting. It means you're trying. And let me tell you, there's more honor in failing while chasing greatness than succeeding at doing nothing. So what if it didn't work the first time? So what if they laughed? So what if you messed up? Get back in there. Try again. Fall, get up, repeat. You're not weak. You're learning. You're not losing. You're leveling up. And every time you rise after a fall, you build something inside of you that can't be shaken. That's how confidence is born. That's how resilience is built. You're gonna look back one day and thank those failures. You're gonna thank the doors that closed. You're gonna thank the people who walked away. You're gonna thank the times you stumbled, because all of it, every single failure, was getting you ready for the break, through you couldn't even see yet. But here's the catch. You gotta keep going. You can't let one bad chapter make you close the whole book. You can't let one no stop you from getting to the yes. You've come too far. You've sacrificed too much. You've cried too many tears to quit now, so pick your head up, dust yourself off, say it with your chest. Failure is not my finish line, it's my fuel. Because as long as you don't quit, you still got a shot. As long as you breathe, you still got a purpose. And as long as you keep moving forward, failure will never win. Let's get something straight right now. You don't have to see the whole path to start walking. You don't need every step figured out before you take the first one. Too many people are stuck in park, stuck in fear, stuck in what if, because they can't see the full picture. But hear me loud. Clarity comes from movement, not from standing still. If you want to see further, start moving. Life is not GPS. Life is not gonna give you turn-by-turn instructions. You're not gonna get a perfect map, a voice saying in 300 feet, success is on your left. Nah. Life is messy. Life is unclear. Life will challenge you with detours, potholes, roadblocks. And if you wait until everything is clear before you move, you'll be waiting your whole life. That's what separates the greats from everybody else. It's not that they had all the answers. It's not that they had it easy. It's that they kept going anyway, even when it didn't make sense, even when the money wasn't there, even when the dream seemed blurry. They kept showing up. They kept knocking on doors. They kept building in the dark, believing the light was coming. See, the path doesn't get clear when you sit still. The path gets clear when you start walking. You take a step. Then the next step shows up. And then the next. But some of y'all are so afraid of making a mistake, so afraid of the unknown, that you're paralyzed. You're not failing because you're trying and losing. You're failing because you're not even trying. You're stuck in the idea phase while someone else is already taking action on what you dream about. Let me ask you something. What are you waiting for? Perfect timing, newsflash, it doesn't exist. You're waiting for everything to make sense, but the truth is, some of the greatest breakthroughs happen in the middle of confusion. Some of the biggest blessings show up in the middle of chaos. But you'll never experience that if you're too scared to take a step. You gotta be okay with walking blind sometimes. You gotta trust your grind, trust your instincts. Trust that if you show up, if you put in the work, if you give it your all, the way will be made. It may not be instant. It may not be easy, but if you keep moving, I promise you, the path will start to open. This is about faith, not just spiritual faith, self-faith, believing that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out. Believing that even if you fall, you'll rise. Believing that even if the step you take is wrong, it'll teach you what the right one is. That's how you grow. That's how you build, not by playing safe, but by playing bold. Look, it's easy to move when it's easy. It's easy to take steps when the road is paved. But where are the warriors? Where are the ones who move even when it's foggy? Where are the ones who take steps even when their knees are shaking? That's who wins. That's who changes their life. That's who makes impact. The ones who move even when it's not clear. Let me be real with you. There will be days where nothing makes sense, where it feels like you're walking in circles, where progress feels invisible, but keep walking, keep grinding, because while you're walking through that fog, you're being built. Your patience is being built. Your endurance is being built. Your character is being sharpened. And when the clarity finally hits, you'll be ready to carry what's coming. You can't wait to feel ready. You gotta move while you're scared. You gotta take steps while you're unsure. You gotta run with faith and grind with vision. Because once you take that first step, momentum kicks in, confidence kicks in, and before you know it, you're walking in purpose. So stop staring at the path. Stop analyzing every possible outcome. Stop trying to make it perfect. Start walking, start building, start creating, even if it's messy, even if it's hard, even if it's slow, because at the end of the day, the people who win ain't the ones who waited. It's the ones who move, even when the path wasn't clear. Let me wrap this up for you, real talk. You've heard the message. You've felt the fire. Now you gotta decide what you're gonna do with it. Because I didn't come here to entertain you. I came to wake you up. I came to remind you of who you are when life tries to make you forget. I came to tell you that you don't need the stars to align. You need to believe that even when they don't, you're still chosen. You're still powerful. You're still enough, let's be honest. Things will go wrong, plans will fall apart, people will walk away, life will hit you hard, but that's not the time to fold. That's not the time to break down. That's the moment to break through. Because your strength ain't proven in comfort, it's proven in the storm, it's proven in the dark, it's proven when everything around you says quit, and you stand up and say, not today, remember what we said, you don't need permission. Your belief is the key that unlocks every door. The storm doesn't define you, it reveals the warrior in you. You were built for this, not for ease, but for endurance. Failure is not the finish line. It's a launching pad if you learn the lesson. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the next step. Keep moving. You gotta wake up every day and choose belief. Not because everything's perfect, but because you refuse to let your pain write your story. You've been through too much to play small now. You've cried too many nights to give up now. You've survived too many storms to walk away now. So look in the mirror and say it with your chest. I got this. Say it when it's dark. Say it when it's quiet. Say it when nobody claps for you. Say it when it's hard to believe, because once that belief takes root inside of you, once it becomes unshakable, there's nothing life can throw at you that you can't overcome. This ain't the end of you. It's just the beginning of the comeback. So get up, get focused, get locked in, and never forget this. You were born to rise, built to fight, wired to win. Now go out there and believe like your life depends on it. Because it does. Let's get it.